Warhound Titan assembly. We have with this part 3 parts to go. In this part I will focus a little bit on the torso assembly in total, give you some advice about how I pinned the parts on the side. In the video before I explained that with the smaller 0.7 millimeter rods I pinned the torso section together, and now I'm gluing and I'm using super glue these parts, these two parts together. I'm try to cover the inside of this round part, encapsulating the hip connector entirely with 2K glue. And like I do this in this overall build, not with the fast one, but with the strong version, which cures for over 12 hours. If I can, I use super glue to hold things in place during this process, but here with pins, that was already a quite thorough connection. So I apply some glue into the drilled holes to allow the rod, of course, to hold inside and to keep a good connection. And here a little bit on the front section. So if I attach now the pins are already in the lower part, I will just slide them over, pop, and here we go. It's solid, it's fixed, it's a very stable connection, which I think is definitely worth. If you just glue this part together, I personally had the fear, even with the attachments on the side, that with the weight of the front part and the head over time, and with if you touch this part, it will get damaged, and you don't want that, and even find your Titan breaking entirely. So the two side sections here, they fit in nicely, but you have to slide them in from the top and then attach this a little bit to the side. That is working even when you have attached the arm sections. You don't see the arms here. There will be a separate video for magnetizing these. So the part is now set. I will let this cure for a moment. You can just like put it here on the desk, keep it like this, will work. So after drying, I drilled into the side of the engine part and into the back part of this model, and I use again 3 millimeter rods. So this is my connection of the huge chunky pieces here on the side to the part. So the 3 millimeter rods will guarantee a very stable fixation of the parts. You won't see these. You'd see these, of course, on the side, but even on the side, they will be covered by the weapon modules. So it's not really an issue, and you can even, of course, cover these up with some acrylic plaster. Good fit, by the way, so not really a lot of adjustments needed. You will see this later when I attach the arms and the top part. I was a little bit anxious about that. That will help. I use an angle grinder again to cut these pieces, the little rods. Take your time. You can even use a saw. This is just a little bit faster and more convenient. Remember to wear glasses, safety goggles, to protect your eyesight. That's a very fine dust, very fine brass dust, so I would recommend vacuum clean your workspace from time to time. Otherwise you are just like really floating in resin chunks and dust and whatever, and yeah, so just clean this up from time to time. So these two blocks are very heavy. I'm test fitting now with the two 3 millimeter rods on both sides, and as you can see here already, they cause the whole thing to hold. So you do not even have to glue. You can test fit this whole part. And the front part will fit. In my case, was a solid fit. I had not to bend the central, this back carapace part at all. So I moved on to pinning the part of the side parts again to the back. I did that because I wanted to have more stability. So not only one rod, also a second one to attach the side parts to the back part. I think this is not really necessary. I think it was more my paranoia telling me to do so. It was a little bit tricky to fumble these rods in, but the advantage is really, yeah, absolutely maximum stability. So this is just an option. If you slide these slightly under the ventilation shafts on the model, you cannot see them as well. So quite my suggestion for a good positioning. Use a very fine drill. You can even bend a little bit because it's easy. It's not so easy to get the connection the way I glued the model. Maybe it would have been better to do this first and then the front part. But as I mentioned, this is my first build, and I was also learning while doing and giving you my advice for what I found suitable. So you see, sturdy, stable, and nothing is glued. Only the front and the back part. So it's really great to position everything, and also to try the balance of the overall build. So my recommendation: these are the side parts, the shoulders, I would say, holding the Titan's weapons, and they fit in on the sides, just like a little. You have to see I'm going around this little corner here, and I'm just trying to fit these in, so you can get them out by angling these. And here I thought about pinning these as well, but after I realized they are not really great fit, and you have these gaps here. I moved on through the head to do something else and to handle that later. And in the last video I spoke about this neck cover. And I nearly forgot to attach these. I was really happy that I remembered. It's not explained in the manual as well. You see this, but it's not like, hey, please put on this neck cover before you glue your head on. So you have to attach these. This is covering the ball joint here on the front section. And I drilled 2 little rods in there. I marked these rods with color. I found and I attached the head to the front part. So after that I came back to the shoulders, and they will be covered by these Titan logo plates, and this is a very thin material. So I was already thinking, how the heck could I magnetize or attach the weapon to this overall, to the shoulders? And I was really getting frustrated about it. So because I wanted to magnetize it, and but I will tackle that later. So I decided to be a little bit brave and just super glue these in, as I have this little angle holding the piece in place. So it's only super glued in, but with the back connectors, these big chunks here, they will stabilize the shoulder when they are attached. So if you see this here, I cannot really slide this in too easily. You have to angle it a little bit, but these will stabilize the shoulders. So this was my relief, that I see now that the shoulder part cannot really move a lot. And if I super glue these together, I even added a little bit into the gaps to allow the lateral flow to glue this part together to make it even stronger. I was pretty convinced that it could hold everything.